Hi there, and welcome to Bitcoin Is. My name is George Samir Naguib Mikhail Saad Nasser Masoud, but you can just call me G because it makes it way easier. I'm coming to you from quarantine here in Southern California, where I've actually converted my wife's walk in closet into an office. So that's how I'm getting by these days, sheltering in place. Hope you and yours are keeping safe as well. I'm on a mission. I want to speak directly to Bitcoin rookies. So I'm creating this content specifically for my newbie friends and family and catering it directly for them. So, no jargon, no prerequisite knowledge of finance, and really no understanding of the memes that we commonly use as Bitcoiners. So, there's going to be a lot more hand holding than perhaps you're used to, but hopefully at the end of this, it's a resource that you can share with your pre-coiner friends. A pre-coiner is someone who has not yet gotten into Bitcoin. See what I did there? Broke it down before just assuming everybody knows what I'm talking about. So part of my hope is that I can ask some of those questions on behalf of the rookie in the room and try to really meet them right where they're at. So I'll try to keep it succinct. I know that we all have short attention spans these days. I know I sure do. And it really doesn't help actually that Quibi has come along and tried to set the bar at 10 minutes. I see you, Quibi. And I wish you the best, actually. It's a worthy goal. So let's get right into it. Forget about Bitcoin for a second and answer me this. Have you ever spent any money on a little website called Amazon.com? If so, and you're not using Fold, let me be clear. You are leaving money on the table. And in this economy, that's straight up madness. I want you today to get to know the Fold app and how they are intentionally trying to change your relationship to money.
Let's start at the top. For people who are new, don't know anything about Bitcoin, is Fold right for them? Like, how much Bitcoin knowledge do you really need to benefit from Fold?
Yeah. I mean, Fold was created for that very person who has no knowledge, has never had Bitcoin before, maybe has heard about it, but isn't really in the position to spend your hard-earned money on Bitcoin and then learn about it. Fold takes a different approach. So all we require is you having a credit card and you doing shopping every once in a while, and we're going to give you free Bitcoin to do that. So the whole idea is you don't have to take any risk on buying the actual Bitcoin. You can passively earn it. And so this is a great way for entry level people to just get their feet in the water, start to understand Bitcoin, start to see that their even minute amount of rewards start to actually appreciate. They can withdraw them to their wallet, and Fold starts the educational journey there, as opposed to requiring you to learn so much ahead of time.
All right, well, let's see this thing in action.
All right, so welcome to Fold here. So as we were saying, it's the way Fold works is you link a credit card or debit card, and you have all these choices of retailers, and you can buy gift cards to these retailers, and you get cash back in Bitcoin instantly. So the idea is you're doing shopping at Amazon or going to a movie at AMC, not these days, but maybe in the future. Uh, Uber, Starbucks, and the idea is you can purchase these, use them at the retailer, but all of your Bitcoin rewards are being accumulated within Fold. And so you can go ahead and open one of these here, any retailer.
Amazon.
And yeah, first thing you're going to do is you get to choose a denomination, how much you want to actually buy right now. And you'll load this directly into your account. It'll be pretty seamless. And so then you choose a payment method. And the cool thing here is that we accept both credit and debit cards and Bitcoin. And you'll see that we give 2% back for credit cards and 4% back for Lightning. And so we're incentivizing you to actually check out Lightning, start to use Bitcoin, learn more about it.
So, okay, for this demo, let's just use this debit card just to show that, you don't need to know anything about Lightning. You don't need to have any Bitcoin to get started with Fold. So we'll put $25 Amazon on this Visa. Does that sound good?
Yep.
Buy. Come on, no whammies. Boom.
You've earned some sats now, and what you can do next is either directly tap out of this here and use and redeem your card. So once you tap that redeem card, it's going to load up your Amazon account right away. And then you can always check out how many sats you've earned right in the upper corner there. And you'll see you can toggle between how much your sats are worth versus its denomination in Bitcoin.
Okay, I want to stop here because to me, this is the most exciting part, the most important part of what's happening. We talk about this idea of changing our relationship to money, and that's really what is taking place right now. See, we've created this separate account, this wallet within Fold that now has this little bit of Bitcoin in it, and it's just enough to pique our curiosity for us to want to continue to learn more. What is this? What are these little digital nuggets of gold that I now suddenly have? See, if Fold were just a rewards card that kicked back in fiat currency 3 to 5% or whatever every time you made a purchase, frankly, that would be a lot less exciting. But that's not what's happening here, is it? You're actually receiving rewards denominated in Satoshis, in Bitcoin, which is huge and really, really critical to our ongoing development and understanding. Keep in mind, this is just the start. This is episode one. This is just a no risk way of stacking your first sats, but it's very much the beginning of a much longer journey. And this path to individual sovereignty and freedom really starts by first accumulating your first Bitcoin and becoming curious about a brand new type of money.
The idea is that you're doing all this shopping, and this is a great way for you to start stacking sats and learning more about Bitcoin. And so, if you go to the top.
I love how timely this text is from Russ saying, I love gains as we are stacking sats.
We did was create this spin wheel called the daily spin. If you go to the top here, and we said there used to be this thing in Bitcoin lore called faucets back in the early days that you could actually get free Bitcoin in little amounts, but it was an effective way to distribute Bitcoin widely in the early days. And so we were like, we wanted to channel this, make it extremely easy to start stacking sats. And so we created this idea for this daily wheel. So with Fold, you get to spin this wheel once a day for the chance to earn prizes. And we're lucky because today one of the prizes is 1 million sats. So George, why don't you...
I'll be Vanna. Why not?
Let's see it, Vanna.
My kids, this is my kids' favorite thing to do. They're like, have you spun yet? Oh, so close.
Very close. So this is entirely randomized. We publish all of the probabilities for hitting every level in our terms. So the whole thing is transparent, and you can win things besides straight Bitcoin. You can also earn extra cash back on your future purchase. So
I do want to talk a little bit about just the idea of Bitcoin as money and how you're incentivizing people to spend their Bitcoin, sort of which flies in the face of the whole hodl meme, right? You're just supposed to buy Bitcoin, hold on to it until it goes to the moon is kind of the prevailing narrative out there. But what's your take on that? Why would people want to spend their Bitcoin?
It's a good question, and it's something that we've been trying to figure out while we've been working on Fold. I mean, you have this Bitcoin with this asset. It's a magic asset because it does two things very well. It has the flexibility of money like you would think of cash, but it also has the upside and speculative ability of a high performing asset that should be saved. And so you have these two concepts that exist within Bitcoin as something that can be used or spent or sent to other people in a peer-to-peer fashion, but also this as a speculative asset. And so historically, Bitcoin has developed memes on both sides of this. We have the $5 billion pizza that was purchased at one point, and then and we also have on the other side the hodl meme, and those have been very important memes for the development of Bitcoin culture overall. And Fold believes that we should be, as an application building on top of Bitcoin, we should bring out the best qualities of both of these use cases.
So would you say that when people do buy a gift card using Bitcoin, is your encouragement then for them to turn around and replenish their stash to rebuy essentially?
Yes. So the analogy is everyone has a savings account and a checking account.
But the way my bank account is set up, the thing is I got a checking in the savings, but all the money is in my savings.
So the savings account is what you put away, you don't touch ideally, and you have a checking account that you can replenish on an ongoing basis and use that to spend out of. And that's kind of the concept that Fold develops. So you can save and earn your Bitcoin and keep it there, use it as a savings account. Or if the need arises, you can also use it as a checking account to spend.
But I want to talk a little bit more about like this circular economy and what ultimately is at the heart of what the behavior you're trying to encourage. It seems like you're trying to change the relationship that people have to money as a whole. And so I'd love to hear you talk about your vision behind that a little bit.
Yeah. Whenever you think about, number one, introducing a new type of money, it's not only a physical or a digital thing that is used, but it also has a bunch of cultural implications. And Bitcoin is fundamentally different in many ways and requires, shifts. And when you create new products to introduce this new type of money into the world, you need to make sure that you're incentivizing people to use it. Not just it's a better money, but when they feel it and when they use it, it is a better money. It makes them, it enriches them, it rewards them. It's more accessible, it's more flexible, it's more global. And so, what Fold has done from the very beginning is said, we are going to highlight the important qualities of Bitcoin that don't exist with any other type of money and bring those as much to the fore as possible so that there's an obvious and immediate use case for the everyday person or the everyday merchant. And then we start from there. And what we can bring them to is learning about this asset with incentives. So, like, we give you more Bitcoin when you use your Bitcoin. For merchants, you get more discount when you accept Bitcoin directly versus through a gift card. And so, on both sides, we're bringing both the consumer and the merchant closer and closer to this idea of a circular economy, whether they know that's the case or not.
Hmm.
Uh, and so I think it's really about how do we build a product that has the right incentives. And for a while, you can look at all various Bitcoin companies. We're all experimenting with different types of incentives. And since Fold has been around to see a lot of the progress in Bitcoin and how it's changed, Fold has also changed. And I think now we have a really good mix of the incentives that are going to bring about this next wave of adoption.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, as soon as you figure out how I can pay my mortgage on here and get paid through Fold, I think that'll complete the whole circle, right? Like there's nothing else after that.
We have people who are living entirely in the circular economy within Fold. We have Bitcoin miners who are using Fold. It's better to spend it through Fold when you get rewards as opposed to just selling it on exchange when you're getting a fee hit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you actually can apportion some. We have people and travelers who get paid in Bitcoin and use Fold. And that is a use case we are looking to encourage, to help, because we believe it's an important part of the community and the future adoption of Bitcoin. But our biggest challenge is how do we get the person who has maybe heard of Bitcoin once or has had a friend or a family member, and how do we make Fold the best thing that will introduce them to Bitcoin? So, like, how can we arm you, George, when you go to a family gathering? How can we make Fold the most effective way that you can give to someone else, and then in 2 weeks they're stacking sats on their own? Like, that is the dream of what Fold does.
For this next question, I actually lost the original audio, so I'm going to set it up again. I basically just asked Will to tell us more about the brand new Fold card.
I mean, Fold is here to prove one thing. How can you allow people to earn Bitcoin on purchases? And is that an effective way to make new Bitcoiners and allow people to just accumulate it in more ways than just buying it? We now know and are now entering the kind of what the next phase is. And we feel the ultimate goal is to earn Bitcoin on every purchase that you make. And so we've teamed up with Visa to create a Bitcoin rewards card that allows you to get Bitcoin every time you swipe or every time you use it. So paying bills, shopping, everywhere, and not just for our retail partners.
Perfect. All right, Will, last question for you, because inquiring minds want to know. My wife wants to know when Target is coming back to the app.
Yes. So with Fold, we have the ability and get to work with a wide range of retailers, and it's all these retailers are going through their own things. Some are changing out their systems, new POS, changing out the types of gift cards and things like that. And so Target is undergoing this similar thing. And so we are in direct talks with them. And I will say that it's encouraging for a sooner rather than later re-entrance of Target than pre.
All right, fair enough. We'll leave it at that. Well, thank you, Will, for taking the time to chat with us. This has been super helpful. Very excited about the Fold card. I'll drop a link in the show notes for people to get on that waiting list. And before we let you go, is there anything else you want to say or let people know how to find you?
No, I mean, sometimes I, share my thoughts on Twitter. You can find me at WLRVS, or follow Fold app, but mostly just start using Fold app. We have a Telegram you can jump into, lots of great discussions, and most of our features come directly from that. So if you have something, let us know. And besides that, sign up, get on the wait list for the new card.
Beautiful. All right, Will, thank you. Appreciate your time.
All right, George, thank you.